The HOA destroyed my mansion, but they didn't know I owned their entire neighborhood. It was supposed to be a peaceful homecoming. 6 weeks away visiting family, then back to the lakefront mansion I had built with my own hands. I still remember pulling into my long gravel drive at sunrise, the cool morning air filled with the sound of birds. But then, I smelled smoke and diesel. As I rounded the bend, my stomach dropped. Bulldozers and hard-hatted crews were tearing apart my home. Walls caved in, glass shattered, and in the rubble, I saw my late wife's piano crushed like garbage. The foreman met me with a clipboard, smirking, and told me I hadn't paid my HOA fees. HOA fees for an association I wasn't even part of. When I argued, he waved a forged document in my face, insisting I was now annexed into their community. And standing nearby, arms crossed and grinning like a vulture, was the HOA president, certain she had finally broken me. But what she didn't know, what no one in that room knew, was that I had been holding onto a secret piece of leverage for decades, and when I played it, it would flip her empire upside down. At first, I did what anyone would. I dug for answers. I called the county clerk, checked records, combed through every letter the HOA had claimed to send. It was all lies, forged permits, fake inspection reports, even my own signature copied and pasted onto a demolition order. The deeper I dug, the clearer it became. This wasn't incompetence, it was fraud. And it wasn't just me. I found neighbors who'd been bullied, fined, threatened into silence. Their board president, Linda, was a tyrant in heels, using forged paperwork to steal land and crush anyone who stood in her way. But here's the twist. They had forgotten one little fact. When the original developer went bankrupt years ago, I quietly purchased something most people ignored. Not just my parcel, but the roads. The utility easements, the ground their entire neighborhood depended on. They thought their power came from their bylaws and fines, but I owned the very streets beneath their feet. The next HOA meeting was their stage. Linda sat at the head of the table, smirking, barking at residents like a queen ruling over peasants. She didn't even notice me in the back until I stood and began handing out packets, proof of the forgery, the fake permits, the metadata linking the fraud straight to her computer. Murmurs spread, faces paled, and when I pulled out the final card recorded evidence of Linda plotting the annexation, her smirk vanished. I leaned in, calm and cold. "I'm not going to court, Linda," I told her. "I'm going to title." The room froze. And then I explained, the roads, the utilities, the lifelines of Heron Creek Estates all belonged to me. Their HOA had just demolished the house of the man who controlled their access to the outside world. The residents erupted in chaos. Some screamed at Linda, others begged me for leniency, and for the first time, the iron grip of their HOA shattered. They thought I was just another homeowner they could bully into submission. They were wrong. I wasn't fighting with threats or fines. I was fighting with the truth and the ground they stood on. So, tell me, what would you have done if your entire life was crushed in front of you? Drop your answer in the comments and don't forget to subscribe, because this HOA war is just getting started, and share where you're watching from.